Hey everyone, Cosmos here from Dolly Games. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to improve or help you in Wartune. And we're going to start with the first one, that has to do with expedition. So when you come to an expedition and you want to, of course, do as good as you can, one of the tips is to pick that you can pick the friend at a later time, and you can blitz and get a friend later. So for example, let's say the ones which are currently on are not interesting for me, and let's say I want to wait to attack the boss until another player is online or another Sylph is available. But I don't want to risk, let's say, the Sylph expedition closing if it's a later hour, for example, or if I maybe forget it. So what is safe to do is you can do your expedition without touching the friend button. So you challenge it, you start your blitz, and then you wait for the time to run out. You get your rewards, and then you know you're safe in the sense that you've gotten your rewards. So even if you forget to click, or if you have to leave the house, or if to stop playing or whatever, you know you don't lose any rewards. And let's say you come back an hour later, you can still go back to Sylph Expedition, and before you challenge the boss, you can still go back to set formation, and you can still pick your friend's Sylph. Like I'll take this one for example, and then you can challenge the boss after. So this is a very helpful tip that I didn't do in the past, but I started doing because it just assures that you get your rewards the first time you log in. Especially if you have Spirit Covenant, you can just do this immediately as you log in, and then you never have to remember to do the Sylph Expedition. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to do with inventory and selling items. This is something that still I think a lot of people don't know, but you can literally just grab items and throw them out of, like if I don't want this start here, I just can throw it out of the bag. You don't have to go to the sell menu, you don't have to do anything fancy. Very often, if I just don't want one item, I will just toss it out, and you can put it in any direction. Like this item, you have to first click move. You can put it anywhere as long as it's outside of the inventory space. Just confirm it. You don't want this chest, no problem. Remove it out, confirm it, and it's out. That helps to speed things up. It's very comfortable. For potions, if you don't care about the gold, it's just easier to double click it. Rather than throw it out. You lose 2000 gold, but it's just faster. So for other things, of course, use them. Start your shot, say I don't want it, no problem, throw it out. So that's a really good tip for inventory space. If you didn't know this, for sure that's going to be useful for you. Next up, we're going to go into stables. And this is something also, again, a lot of people don't think about because they purchase mounts in the mount shop, the ones they like, or let's say if they want to focus on the magic type of mounts or whatever, they pick those. But much more important than any of that is the maximum attribute level that the mount gives. And if of course this tip is if you've already gotten all the mounts, this tip will not help you. But if you have a selection, like I still don't have this pig in blue, but if you have a choice, like let's say this frost bear, should I buy it or should I not? Now if you put your mouse on it, it'll give you the mount and the stats, and the last line there is max attribute level, and most of them are giving +5, especially on the bottom. So if you check, you see +5, +5, +5, +5, but then some of them are giving +10, and for the exactly same so-called money, same beast souls. So see, it's all +5, and boom, you get Phantom Yeti, it's +10. It costs exactly the same 240 like any other +20 mount, but it's giving you double the benefit in terms of max attribute level. The max attribute level, in case you don't know, it's the thing that controls how much you can train. Now here you can see my current max is 1030, and my current level is 1004. That means I can keep on using mount training whips until the level hits 1030, at which point it'll get maxed out and you can't train anymore. And in order to train more, you need to increase your max attribute level, and you do that by getting more mounts. But when you cannot control getting mounts sometimes, like if it's from chests or something, but what you can control is when you do spend your gathered beast souls, on which one you will spend. And you see, out of the ones we just looked so far, so out of 9 mounts, that's only 1. And if you keep on looking, there are more, but not so many. So +5, +5, but the Grizzly is +10, for example. Ice Fang is +10, but a lot of them are 5, 5. Hippo, strangely, is +10 as well. 5. So you get the idea. Check it. That also applies when you're buying expensive mounts. So let's go to the all mounts list here. Now if you're this is not sorted, but let's pick something that's expensive. Let me see if I can recognize it from a picture, like the Jaws here, +40 at a stats +400. Often they are mimicking the stats, like +30 for 300, here another 40 for 400, but there could be a difference, and you should take that into consideration. Like this Brilliant Lion is 150 stats, but it's +10 attributes, which is not very impressive. So that would be less efficient to purchase this one. This is even worse. So for example, if you're choosing between the Eagle Guardian and the Brilliant Lion, you should get the Brilliant Lion, because the Eagle Guardian is giving +10 attributes at 200 stats. The Brilliant Lion will be cheaper and it'll give the same +10 attributes, and those max attributes are very, very important. So let's see, 330, 40. Let me see if I can find. Here is a very good example. We saw here with the Laser-Eyed Squirrel, +300 stats, max attribute level +30. But the Beast of Misery is exactly the same stats, +300, but it's only giving max attribute level +20. So again, these are expensive mounts. So if you're spending a ton of beast souls to get these, and you have a choice between the Beast of Misery and the Laser-Eyed Squirrel, you should get the Laser-Eyed Squirrel first. Ultimately, by the end of it, hopefully we will be able to get all the mounts over time, but you can't buy everything at once. So therefore it's important that you make correct choices so that you become stronger, faster, better, more efficient. Okay, next tip, we're going to talk about campaign blitzing. So this is something I do on kind of on auto every day. I don't think about it much, but there is one exception when you could think about campaign blitzing. So for example here, and it depends on the day, so I'm not sure if today will work. Let's try it out. So I'm going to do hero blitz. I'm going to put all my stamina, so 200 stamina, and you can buy up to 300 stamina additional per day if you have the stamina potions, which you can get from various events or compensation packages. So let's say I do 10 blitz count, which is almost an hour. It'll use up all my 200 stamina, and if you have Spirit Covenant, you can speed it up. So we're gonna do that, and the tip has to do with these items received. So what you should do is just get into the habit of clicking this items received, which will open up this box, and most of the time this is what it's gonna look like. But sometimes they insert event mini items in here, so you'll have scattered throughout additional rewards for event mini items. And if that's what you see, then what you can do is you can go back to your inventory, find your stamina potions. Let's see if I can find one. No, here for example. So I grab another if you see the mini items, you should do this if possible for all the additional 300, and then you just blitz again, and that way you can gather or earn additional event mini items. But that does not work, like I said, every day. It only works when they inject the mini items into the campaign blitzes. I haven't, because I didn't put too much importance to it so far, I didn't analyze at which frequency they do that, but I think it happens every week, so it's not a rare event. The only thing you have to do is, like I said, after you blitz, just make sure to click on the item received, and yeah, if you see additional rewards, pump extra 300 stamina into it. Normally you should have a lot of stamina potions. I have a ton because I just don't use them. But this is a tip to show you that even if you don't need experience, even if you don't need whatever, you can still get additional event rewards by using stamina potions. So that's that. And the last tip has to do with Sylph skills. So if you go to your Sylphs, and if you manage to get let's say a merged Sylph, like in this case I have my Loki, or maybe you have an Odin or Tyr or Thor or Frigg or whatever, then you will know that their skills are very expensive. So for example, if you want to learn this skill, then it's going to cost 6,000 balance, and other skills, powerful skills, cost 15,000. I don't remember from the top of my head which one. That's only 1,000. Let me see if I find that's 6. The Delphic, I think, was basically the powerful skills are 15,000, but I have already the strong attack, so I'm not sure. There. So this Delphic, for example, 15,000 balance. Of course, bound balance work as well, but it's a very expensive cost. What you can do, if you have the time, then you can use the learn skill ability, and you can actually set up all your skills that way, but it takes a long time. It could take even a couple of weeks. It depends on your activity, because the learn skill has an 8-hour waiting time until you can use it again. So if you don't log in multiple times during the day, or if you forget to do it, it could take weeks. Of course, if you're super active and you log in like every hour, you could do it theoretically 3 times per day. Then you'll set it up very quickly, like within a week. Otherwise it'll take longer, but anyhow, you're playing the game, you're not in a rush, enjoying the time, so it's not a big problem. So my skills here, I've actually all set up using that system, and I'm testing with just one skill left here. The other skills I'm happy about for now, and the first one here is the one I'm testing on. Last week, before the Sunday reset, I had this Delphic. I actually deleted this Delphic, although my performance was pretty good in the time portal, but I want to test it out with the Heavenly Body, which reduces the damage taken by 60%, which I think would be especially beneficial during the period where the boss gets angry. So what you do is you click forget. It's going to cost 300 balance, and you're going to have to do this multiple times. For example, I did this like 10 times before I got the skill I wanted, which of course then costs 3,000 balance, but you can get lucky and get it very quickly. But even if it costs 3,000 balance, it's still less than 15, or it's still less than 6. So you forget this one, for example, and then you do learn skill. And check it out, just for this video I got lucky. I finally got the one I wanted. So I got exactly the one I wanted. The skill reset went to 8 hours waiting time. And now with this setup, I can test out my Sylph in the time portal. And if it works out the way I like it, then I can keep it. If not, I can again continue forgetting it and picking something else. Like something else interesting is Holy Vow here, because it both heals and increases your crit for the next 3 attacks. So that's something to test with. I actually did test that on my first skill setup, but I didn't have all the passives made at that time. So if, for example, the Heavenly Body doesn't work out well for me, I can again continue this by forgetting until I get the Holy Vow. Like I said, that takes a long time, but it's worth it, because that way you end up spending less bound balance. And like everything in the game, it's all a balance between, if you want something fast, you have to pay for it. if you're willing to wait, you can do it more efficiently at a lower cost. So or sometimes free. So that's a really useful thing. Of course, for other sylphs, it's almost pointless because their skills already are cheap. So for example, if I want to fix this one, then his skills are cheap. It's 600, 700, 500. In that case, that's equal to 1 or 2 forget costs of 300. So then it's more efficient to directly buy the one you want. But when you refine sylphs to higher, let me find a non-refined one. So when you refine them to a higher tier, or when you merge them to also higher tier or more powerful sylphs, their skill costs go up, and then this system becomes much more efficient. So that's it, you guys. I hope you found that useful, and please do click on like and subscribe if you did. Share with your friends. Help out if you can in any way you can, and bookmark our site, wartune.dollygames.com, if you haven't already. And if you want to take a short break and play games, go to dollygames.com. Got a bunch of games there to play, and also some of them I create myself. So that's it, you guys. If you have any thoughts or whatever, put in the comments below. And thanks for watching, and have a very nice day.